Hello and welcome to the Geeks Handbag, coming to you from a dining room somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Hello everybody, Christmas has gone, welcome to 2014. I hope you've had a cracking start to your new year. Did you guys watch Sherlock last night? How good was Sherlock? Love it, so good to have it back on our screens. But I'm not here to talk about that today, no, got to address something else first. So we've got to travel back in time to Christmas Day, and what do we find? Well, no, not that, no. We find Daleks, Cybermen, Weeping Angels, the Silence, and maybe the odd Sontaran or two. I am, of course, talking about The Time of the Doctor, the Christmas special of Doctor Who, and Matt Smith's last episode. I watched this on Christmas Day when I was rather worse for wear, and it was a bit like watching a 3D episode without the glasses on. It wasn't very good. I didn't really enjoy it, so I had to rewatch it a couple of days later when I was a bit more coherent, and I enjoyed it slightly more. I still don't think it's a particularly strong or good episode. It seems very messy and muddled to me, and worst of all, it seems very boring. As I say, I've watched it a couple of times now and I find it quite hard going. Despite the fact we've got all these enemies, there's no real threat or danger at any point. It really seems to sort of lull and drag for me. The best scene, I think, is with the Weeping Angels, where they're getting the snow in the eyes, and you know, that was really well done. But apart from that, and there is some lovely humour in it. Matt Smith is brilliant in it. I really rate Matt as the Doctor. I'm going to miss that guy. I think he's been great, even when his stories have been below par, like this one. I think he absolutely shines in it. But despite having all these elements, and the fact that Stephen Moffat decided to tie up all these loose ends that he's had throughout the Matt Smith era, it just fell very flat for me personally. Anyway, I have read online that some people thought it could have done for an extra 15 minutes, but I think the opposite. I think it was struggling for most of it, especially in the middle. It almost ground to a halt. But that said, Stephen Moffat, you know, I'm not one of these that likes to slag him off. I think when he took over the show, I was thinking he's going to be the man. You know, he's the man, because his stories are always the best, I think, in the Christopher Eccleston and David Tennant era. And he started off very strong with the 11th Hour, but now we're a few years on, I think he's scraping the barrel a little bit. He's even borrowing ideas from Russell T Davies, like, you know, the whole sending of the companion back without her knowing and that sort of thing. And he did it more than once. It just felt very sort of recycled and perhaps a bit desperate, almost as if he was trying to think of things to fill the episode. But yeah, overall, not the best for Matt, but we did finally get to the regeneration and the introduction of Peter Capaldi. It was different. I actually like the fact it was different. It was kind of just like over in a flash, like boom, done. And, you know, yeah, it was a bit of a shock at the time. I was a bit like, oh, is that it? But, you know, it's good. It's good to have it done in a different way, you know, mix it up a bit. And despite the fact the music was so loud, I couldn't really hear what Peter Capaldi said. I think there was something in there about the colour of his kidneys, which I don't get at all. But good to see that crazy look in his face. I think he's going to be a great Doctor. Coming back to those loose ends that were tied up, a couple of things I don't quite get. Suddenly we find out it's actually the Time Lords behind the crack in the wall. I'm not sure about that because of the whole Prisoner Zero thing, but you know, it's kind of an interesting idea. And then Clara asks them to give the Doctor a new set of regenerations, and they kind of just hand them out, which I find a bit odd because, you know, they don't really know who Clara is, do they? Have they ever met Clara? I don't think so. But also, the Doctor's been sat next to the wall for 300 years. You know, has he not had a little chat with them at some point? It just didn't quite work for me, and I don't really understand why they want to know his name particularly. Surely they already know it, don't they? I don't know. Anyway, overall, a bit of a muddled episode. I would have liked to have seen Matt go out in a blaze of glory rather than this, but I do think he was great in it, and I think his speech at the end was touching and wonderful. So yeah, overall not that good. I know there's a lot of you out there that did enjoy it though, and I wish I was one of you, because, you know, I'm glad that there are people that enjoyed it, especially as it got such high viewing figures. And I think that's maybe why it sort of grates on me a bit. It's because obviously there was a lot of people watching Doctor Who that day that maybe don't normally watch it, so it was a chance to really show them how good the programme can be, and I don't feel this episode represented how good Doctor Who can be. So hopefully those people will return to it when we get the new series. which is rumoured to be August time, although there is also rumours of a Easter special, so who knows, hopefully it will be good, because August seems very far away at the moment, although time flies, so it'll be here before we know it. I noticed I picked up a few new subscribers and likers over Christmas, so I want to say hello to you guys, and hello to the rest of you that have been with me since the start. So hello everybody, basically, and thank you for continuing to support me and watching the videos. Here's to a fantastic 2014. Until we meet again, take care.